Have you ever called your TV or internet provider just to be stuck in some sort of automated wasteland? I know I have. You have too. You call, you get stuck. You get put on hold. You even get hung up on sometimes. It can be very frustrating. I've had times where I've been transferred to another country. That's very poor customer service. It feels like we need an MMA fighter in our corner to fight these battles for us. Well, today we're going to be talking with Brandon Matlock. He's going to be answering these questions and more next on the Small Business Voice. Hi, I'm Justin Duncan. Today I'm sitting down with Brandon Matlock, owner of Direct Network. Brandon, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Brandon, what got you into this sort of business?
Well, it's kind of hard to say that there's any one thing that got me into this business. Of course, the need to make money definitely played a part in it. However, I was able to quickly realize that I make money by helping people save money. So, in a sense, I'm putting more energy back into their families, more power to be able to spend on their kids, on their husbands or wives. And, we basically just help them save money on a bill that they already have. Okay.
Can you give me a client success story off the top of your head that you'd want to share with people watching?
Yeah, sure. One of my favorites, we'll just call her Mary. I want to try to keep her identity private.
I'm sure she appreciates that.
Yeah, absolutely. She called me through the phone book ad, and she was looking to have her system service. There was a malfunction. I went out and took a look at it. She wasn't one of my customers, but however, she called me. I went out and I looked at her system, saw how she was set up. Her equipment was severely outdated, and she was with the same provider for over 10 years, and she was overpaying. And really, just 2 years. If you're with anybody for more than 2 years, you're overpaying. But I was able to offer her a fix, or I was able to show her that she could get upgraded equipment for free and cut her bill in half, or more than in half. And this is back in the days when AT&T and DirecTV were doing a 2-year price lock, and she had Comcast. So what we were able to do is give her TV, phone, and internet for $89 a month. She was paying $220, so it's about $150 in savings.
Wow.
And when you add that up over the 2-year period, it was over $3,000 that she was able to save. And my pitch usually is like, hey, you can go on a cruise. And she thought about it for a second. She said, I don't like cruises. I want to go to Europe. I've always wanted to go to Europe. And I was like, well, there you go. I was able to install her, take care of the service, and then, I was done. A couple of weeks later, she calls me, and she says, thank you so much, and she explains what she did. She hired a travel agent. She went out and she bought one of those no interest for 18-month credit cards, right? And she put the whole trip on a credit card. And then when it came time to pay her monthly bill, she paid her new lower bill and took the money that she was saving and just applied it to the credit card. So she was able to take that trip now, and try to keep in mind she was elderly. So, maybe it had been something that she never thought she was going to be able to do with her life. I'm getting chicken skin just talking about it right now. and that's why I do what I do. I love helping people. I love when people call me and send me pictures or, of some trip that they went on because they were able to where they didn't think it were possible before.
Wow. So one thing you mentioned that I had a question with is, I would think that, the longer you're with the customer, that, you're showing loyalty and you'll get better prices. You're saying that's not true.
Actually, it's really not true. The industry is backward, and they all do it. So I take care of everybody. If you're a new customer, you'll get a promotion to say, hey, come use our service. We'll give you this low introductory rate. However, that will increase, and it usually happens without your knowledge, and everybody's aware of this. It's happened to them before. I'm not saying anything anybody doesn't know. It's a backwards industry, so it really makes it to where your loyalty puts you right where they want you, paying full price regularly.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'm sure there's people that didn't know that, and I for one didn't know that myself. I've been it gives me a lot to think about. This is an educational show. It gives people a lot to think about. So, what areas do you cover mostly now?
As far as geographical grid, we like to try to stay local as possible. We used to do some out-of-state marketing, but it was really just too much to be able to still apply a personal touch to. So we'll operate anywhere between Chico to Visalia, Sierra to Pacific. So within that grid, we'll be able to get to you usually with the next day installation and fast courier service.
Okay, so you do cover a wide area. Now, what if somebody's watching this from out of state? Now, do you offer any of your services out of state?
Absolutely. Our services are offered nationwide, and we're able to get installations taken care of through a fulfillment installer. However, it's just like calling corporate basically as far as the service that you get. So it's too far for me to reach to, like I said, apply my personal touch.
Gotcha. Okay. But it's good for people to know that they can, you still have, you can still be involved and help them through the process.
I can facilitate the sale. I can even help with the cancellation. I can give them all of their best options. See, a lot of times when you call in to any one entity like DirecTV, Dish Network, Xfinity, they're trying to promote their product at all costs. So sometimes they'll even say bad things about the competitor. Sometimes they'll even straight out lie about services that are available or not. That's not my game. It's not my interest. I'm trying to help my customers save as much money as possible so that they can put it back into their life. And I really have no loyalty to anybody. I just want to make sure that they get the right product for them and be able to save money best they can.
Well, let me paint a picture real quick. So I subscribe to a service that's on your shirt, and I get locked in. I get promised a service by the salespeople. So I'm thinking, okay, that's great. I'm saving money. But as soon as I get transferred to the people that actually set it up, I'm told something else. Before I know it, I'm locked into a contract. So I'm locked in. So let's say I'm locked into a 2-year contract. Can you get me out of that?
There are ways of working around contracts. It's a little bit more difficult these days as a brand new customer and you've only been active for a couple of days to get out of a contract. However, if you've had your provider for say over a year, you're in a 2-year contract, you're unhappy with them, and you just want your old service back or to try something new, then yes, absolutely. We have programs to where we're able to buy you out of your old contract and set you up with a new service on a lower monthly payment.
Wow, that's good to know. It's now something that caught my eye was something called net neutrality. Can you describe what net neutrality is and how this affects the consumers?
Okay, so with net neutrality in place, it was a mechanism to create a fair marketplace on the internet. Now that it has been dismantled, what's going to happen, and we're already starting to see movement here, is Google or Bing, they're bidding now to Xfinity and AT&T, and whoever has the highest bid is going to have the fastest speed on their network for their search engine. So before that wasn't allowed, and say, there are other plans in the mix. See, the average consumer has about $150 a month that they can afford to spend on home entertainment. For several years now, many people have been doing the workaround. They've been getting, just internet, getting rid of pay TV, and getting Hulu or Netflix or some other online streaming. And they've been okay doing that, saving a lot of money doing that, which is great. Everybody wants to be able to save as much money as possible. However, because of that, it has begun to destabilize commercial television commercials, that whole industry. So what they've done is they've repealed net neutrality now, so that internet will be able to be charged just like television is now. We have channel packages where the better channels are higher up and you pay more for. So same thing with the internet access now. So you'll have a base plan. Then if you want YouTube, you'll pay more. If you want to be able to get on Facebook, you'll pay more. If you want porn, you'll pay more. So, and we've heard lots of rumors, but a good average number is going to be about $100 a month is what internet is going to increase to if you want the full package. However, this is the kicker. This is what repealing net neutrality was designed to do, which is get people back to pay TV. So if you bundle pay TV with your internet, you'll get a lower introductory rate than just internet alone, and you'll be able to have full access to the internet without restriction. Okay. And this is a process that's going to take place over the course of the next year or two. It's not going to be anything immediate. But, one company will move, then the other one will go a little bit more and a little bit more to try to make it appear like it was a slow evolution and to get people used to it.
Oh, I see. So net neutrality, that was to protect the consumer, and now since it's been dismantled, it's kind of a free for all a little bit.
Of sorts, yes.
Of sorts, yes. So with the internet becoming a great presence, what's the technology behind this looking in the future now?
It's already changed a bit. A lot of people are getting away from the cable and satellite model. They're going into the internet. Uverse started this about 10 years ago. However, the bandwidth wasn't there to make AT&T Uverse run properly. Things are a little bit different now. Technology is a little bit better. More bandwidth has been released. And, we're going to start seeing more and more streaming products through your phone, through your tablet, rather than an installed cable box in your home with a satellite dish. So eventually, everything's just going to come through your phone or through your smart TV. We're looking 5-10 years out.
Yeah.
And the install of the cable boxes will be completely phased out within major metropolitan areas. Of course, there's still going to be, a need for it out in rural areas, mountainous areas, stuff like that. However, the industry is changing in such a way to where you'll save the most money by bundling your cell phones, your home internet, your landline, your pay TV, and your alarm system all through one company.
Wow. So they're really selling it to you now.
Yeah. Right. So.
Wow. Okay. A lot of this is for the people to get to know their small business owners. So I mentioned an MMA fighter. Brandon does that a little bit. You want to tell us about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Middle-aged, I guess. I've been, really heavy into being active most of my life. And, actually what got me towards getting into the MMA arena was that, I used to be a smoker and I quit smoking. And, I had all this extra money and I was gaining a lot of weight, right? So, and I just started doing it for fun. And, I got real good at it. I had a couple of little amateur things and, I still do it for fitness.
Oh, okay.
But I realized a while back that I was never going to make any money at it.
Yeah.
And a little bit too late in life, but, it was a good avenue for me to be able to, just kind of try to get everything back on track at that point.
Nice.
And, I'm a father of 3, and 2 of my kids live with me. I'm a single father, and I have been in business now for 9 years in this industry.
Oh, wow. So you got a lot of experience in this industry.
I do. First, I started off as an installer. I earned my bumps out in the Bay Area, commuting and, working 6-7 days a week. And then, I quickly recognized back then that the install was eventually going to go away. Just because of the way technology was advancing. So what I was able to do is to become an authorized dealer, because companies are always going to want a new customer. The sale's always going to be there, even when the install goes away. So I still wanted to be able to remain relevant and still have this as a source of income, down the stretch. So that kind of caused me to go into this direction. It's been kind of a bumpy ride. There are a lot of dealers out there, and the competition is pretty fierce, but where I stand out is personal customer service.
Yeah, well, like I said, we're sitting down with Brandon Matlock. Brandon Matlock is Gold Star approved. He cares about his customers. He's a MMA fighter. He's going to fight for you in that world. So it's you got muscle behind your there you go. It's bigger than mine. So do you have any thing you're passionate about, like any charities that you've been involved in?
Yeah, actually, I do. My daughter was born with a heart condition, and it was hereditary, and it made it impossible for her to go to camp. So, there was an organization created about 10 years ago called Camp Taylor, and basically what it is an organization that allows kids with heart disease to be able to go to camp by staffing the camp with doctors, physicians, nurses, people who can dispense medication where you don't get that at camp. Counselors are not authorized to do stuff like that. And my daughter was able to go to camp for 6 years straight, and really helped with her self-esteem. She eventually became a counselor at the camp and mentors other younger kids coming in.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been active in Camp Taylor as far as donations. We go to their fundraisers and, ridiculous amounts of money on paintings and stuff like that. So, it's a really great organization. They just were able to purchase a piece of land because the camp's bounced around a little bit, but now there's a piece of land out near Grayson to where they're able to build an established permanent place.
Oh, okay, that's awesome. That's great to hear. So let me ask you this, Brandon. So is it true that I'll get a better monthly rate if I do business with a corporation rather than a local dealer?
No, it is not true, and a lot of people do believe that. They think that going to the main office is the best place to get the best deal. It's actually the quickest way to get the biggest headache. Your authorized dealer is an entity that corporate has created because we bring them a customer far cheaper than they do themselves by spending millions of dollars on TV commercials, on online, on all of that. And we have to facilitate our own insurance, our own, we pay all of our own bills and everything. And, because of this, it's the same national offer. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go online, if you go to me, if you go to corporate, you're going to pay the same monthly rate. That's a set price. However, coming on as a new customer, they give us incentives that they won't offer anybody calling in on the phone. So in addition to the $100, say with DirecTV $100 gift card that you get right now for signing up, if you have Dish Network, I have another promotion that I can give you that only dealers have, that I can give you an additional $100 gift card just by giving me a copy of your old bill. I submit that, another $100. So it's actually better to go with your local authorized dealer than it is to call in, because you're going to get more offers up front, and you're going to get a personal touch with service. So if you ever have any trouble, if you have questions, if something goes wrong, you call me directly. You don't have to press 5 and then 7 and then transfer and then it's frustrating. Right. And a lot of times I'm able to help you over the phone in less than 5 minutes. Otherwise, I can come right out and I can take care of it.
So, Brandon, I love your service. I can't wait to do business with you myself. Now, if there's people out there watching, how do they get in contact with you?
It's easy. All you have to do is like our page on Facebook. Just go to Direct Network Communications and it'll pop right up. Like our page and click the call button and you get a hold of me directly. Or you can call 209-565-DISH. That's 209-565-3474. It'd be the best way to get a hold of us.
Well, that's good to hear, because the reason why we're doing this show is to get people to get to know their small business owners, their local dealers. You don't want to buy corporate just for that reason. You want to buy local. So, Brandon, I want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for today. If you want to be on the Small Business Voice, have your business showcased and promoted, contact us at newsmallbusinessvoice@gmail.com, or you can contact the station, MyTV26. Again, Brandon, thank you for coming on. I'm Justin Duncan, Small Business Voice. We'll see you soon.